So yesterday we were discussing this physical files.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is a physical file. So you got to know that feel of it, right? That physical file is something which is like how we write the structure of any
Yeah.
physical file. Okay.
So right now on your screen, that is a source, right?
Yeah, that is a source. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll give you a brief about what is written in the source, right?
Mm-hmm.
How you proceed. So first of all, when you log in, you will be okay. Very beginning. You'll be into this screen. You'll log in. Yes, you'll go to this screen. So this screen, you can like this is a command prompt, and you have the menu options also. Like when you click one, you will you the four is to submit a job and those kind of things. So this is a menu driven also. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is one is user task and then four is submit a job. You have come to this screen, right? But you
Mm-hmm.
can directly, if you this is a command to submit a job, SBM job. Okay. So when you type, you'll be directly going to that screen. So generally we don't use this menu driven options because uh, uh, if we can we can remember the commands, then it is not required to just go through the menu, and because menu is not in the one page, we have to you have to remember the path also. But yes, this are the options are there. This is a menu driven framework also, just for the information I'm saying. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Hope you got it right.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we have come. This is a command work member PDM. Okay, which says work with member using PDM. This is the term WRK MBR PDM. This this command is used to open the members in any library. Okay, you have to give the file name and in which library it is. Its file can be a physical file and library, and that the members are there. Okay, so generally when you just click work member PDM, you see star PRV is written. It means whatever previously you have opened it, that source will be getting opened. Okay, like previously I've opened QDDS SRC, so this will be open. But when you log in for the first time, you have to give the source physical file name, because for the first time it will there's no previous, that's why it will ask for the source physical file. Okay, so the command to
Mm-hmm.
create a source physical file, CRT SRC PF is the command. Create source physical file.
Okay.
Okay. When you press F4, it will ask for to give the name of the source physical file. Like this is a source physical file, right? Here
Mm-hmm.
where I'm pointing this physical file, and this is a library. Okay. So when you enter, it will be like asking what will be the name of your source physical file. So generally this is a standard that all the display files, physical file and logical files, we put it in QDDS SRC. Okay, and all the CL program, we keep it in QCL SRC. This is a standard you'll find everywhere. Okay, CL program, and all the RPG program, we keep it in QRPG SRC. Okay, this is a standard practice. So whenever you will be making it, just after this call, because you'll be not be remembering what all things I'm saying. So after this call, just get the recording of this session, and after that, just create the perf 400 profile, download IBMI client access, and then just go on creating. So your library will be generally because my ID is SUSH012. This is the ID, and two libraries are already created. SUSH012, then 1 and 2. Okay, this is a another library, okay, which is assigned to my name. So your name will be also assigned. So just do to look to see which, because CRTLIB, okay, create library command is not like I was saying, right,
Mm-hmm.
that some of the features are not in pub 400, because if the pub 400 will give the flexibility of creating a library, the user will create a lot of libraries. Okay, so that's why they have restricted to use only two libraries, which is more than enough, right? But in two
Mm-hmm.
library you can do all this, because this all things are only the kind of text, and it didn't take much space. So it's not an issue. You can perform anything, but two library they are given. I've also not searched and digged out that can we create more libraries? Is there any function or something? Because two libraries is more than enough to perform all the activities. So this kind of two library will be given to you also. So just create a source physical file with the name QDDSSRC, and okay, so CRTSRCPF. Okay, so here the name of the DDS source physical file, the library you have to give. Okay, here this is a record length. It means like here I open the source physical file. So till what length you want to write the code? Okay, so that 92 is the length. So if you'll
Okay.
see QRPGSRC 5, this is of length 132, because we have to write longer length in the RPG program. Okay, but here for QDDS, we write only till 92 length. Okay, that's why the 92 is the standard. So that's why if you are for QDDSSRC, just give the length 92, and for QRPGSRC, where you'll be writing the RPG code or CL code, you have to give the length, record length, till 32. So this is kind of standard which I'm giving you the information, right?
Okay.
Then the member, if desired, so that will be none, because the member you'll be already like creating it. And description, you can say that if you are making DDS, that all the description is for the our purpose, for the understanding of user. Okay, after that you will be, after you will be creating the source physical file, and when will you do work member PDM. Let me create. Here we have QDDSSRC SUSS012 and of 92 length, enter. Okay, you see no members are there, so you'll be into the this screen. When you will press F6, here you can see F6 is a function key for creating any member. So right now, because there is no member, so when you press F6, this screen will be open. Okay, so you are creating a member in this source physical file. Okay, so you can give the name of any file you want to create, like PF1, let's suppose I've given the name. The source physical type will be, if you press F4, the type, you can get lot of types. What is the type of? It's a source physical file, it's a logical file, and those all things. So you will just you by just doing the F4, you can see how many type of things you can create. So this is the PF. There's a text file also that I'll come to the later. So you can just give PF here. Okay, and you can give the description as employee table. Instead of PF1, we should give the proper name. employee PF. That will be a better name. Okay, so this is created. Okay, now you will start coding. Okay, so the coding portion I'll tell you from whatever I've already written it. Okay, so all the so something is wrong. Mhm. Yes. So generally, all the files, which is display files and the logical files, physical file, those all thing we write in a spec. Okay. This is a spec. You have to write it. This is a predefined thing. You cannot change it. So here, some of the things are like if you learn any computer language, some of the things are predefined, right? Like you have to do like this, you have to do like this. So those things you cannot change. Just listen to the like what I'm saying is just create it the time when you learn all these things, then you can play with whatever logic you want to implement. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Till that point, I'll just be briefing you what all things are actually required that are must. Okay. So first you have to do the because this thing will be used in RPG program. Okay. So till the time I'm going to the RPG program, just listen it whatever I'm saying, and then you will be able to correlate it everything. Okay, so we'll
Okay.
move faster now so that because this thing will be like kind of redundant thing. So this is in the aspect whatever you write, like when you are in fixed format, when you press F4, you can like in which position you have to write what, that will be already open. Okay, so when I've pressed A, because we are in A spec, it is saying what is this name type because it's a record format. Okay, and the one more thing is when you press F1, you can see that what all things you can write in that particular position and what is the meaning of it. So everything is self-explanatory. You have to not mug up anything. If you at some point of time, if you are not able to recall that what actually I want to write here and there, then you can the IBMI framework is already capable enough to give you the information. Hope it's clear till this point.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have to give the record format of any physical file. That's why in the name type we give R and we give the name of the record format, and rest all things are not required for the record format. Then we are giving the declaring the fields, like how the attribute of those field will be there. Okay, so at that time we'll keep the this name type field blank because it says if the field blank to indicate a field name. Okay, R, it means column 17 to get it's a record format. If you field keep this instead of K, it means it's in the 17th column 17 to indicate a key field name is there. Okay, here we have written key field K. So that's why it indicates that after that from the 17th position you'll write the name of the key field. So I'll later explain what is the name of the key field. Okay, but if it's blank, it means it is you are declaring the field of any physical file. Okay, so here you'll declare the name and then 5p0. So this 5p0 is the attribute of this employee ID. So this how you will be writing or values the data you'll be storing for this employee ID. Okay, so 5p0 means I will give you a data type. Okay, so p means pegged decimal data. Okay, and we have zoned decimal data also. What is the difference between these two, pegs and zone? We will cover it while we'll be dealing with the RPG program, because there I'll explain you how the data will be loading and those all things. But P and S both are decimal data type. Okay, decimal means numeric data type. Okay, we have binary, floating, A is for character. Okay, and we have lot more. T is for timestamp, Z is for this, T is for time date data, and this is for timestamp data, hexadecimal, those sort of things are there. So I'll explain one by one whenever it is required. For now, just keep it in mind. If it's P, it means pegged, means it is decimal. It is a numeric value we are storing. And if it's A, we are storing the character value. For now, just understand this. So
Okay.
here we have written 5P0. What does it mean? I'll say it to you. Okay, I'll explain to you. So, okay, let's suppose I want to store a value like 525.32. Okay, so this will be, so here we put the value, what is the actual length of the field, okay, including the decimal positions also. Okay, and this zero denotes after decimal position how many values are there. So this will be 5p2. It means 5 is the total length, p means is the peg decimal, and 2 means after decimal, like till two decimal places, the value will be getting stored. And this 5p0 means we will be storing like 52500, this, like this. After point there will be no number. Hope it's clear to you.
Yeah, it's clear.
Hmm.
So the like 5 days, five, sorry, 5P0,
Mhm.
can that be 00525 like that? Like
Yeah, zero zero
decimal,
five to five. Yes, yes. So
it
total,
will be
if you
feeding
want
like
to
that, right?
store, so if you want to store one employee
Mm-hmm.
one, like you see, you would have shift F9. Yeah, here I will store the data one. This employee ID of length 5 is there, right? So
Mm-hmm.
you can store anything. If you want to like display zero here, that's another thing. But generally, blank has been used. No one wants to display like 000 and 1. So this is, but explicitly, if you want to display it like this, you can use that there's one function called edit code. Okay, after that you can get. I will come to that, but yes, you can store anything you want.
Okay.
Okay, but if
Okay.
you here you'll be not be able to store like 0052.01 because you have given the decimal position as 0. Okay, for that you have to like give the decimal position, but here the catch is this 5p2, it doesn't mean that 5 positions, 5 is the total length. Okay, some of time it is, some of the people is getting confused that it is like this 5, like 1 2 3 4 5, and then 0 1 2. It's not like this. So 5 is the total position, and after whatever has been in the decimal position, it simplifies that how after decimal how many position you have to store the value. Okay,
Okay.
okay. And 10a for character it's simple because you will not be having an position. The character will be having 10 length. Okay, and this is the age which I have not compiled. This is a key field. Okay, so key field. So you have kept the data in a physical file. Okay, and now you want to read the data. Okay, from the RPG program. So when you will be reading you will be, when you will be fetching the data, there is a simple concept that you will read the data one by one from the start to the end. But most of the time we are not doing it in this way because we want to read the specific data. Let's suppose you are into the your bank screen, and this from the back end, everyone is like the employee table or the bank account table is holding the value for all the account which are there in that bank, but you want to access only a single account number, right? So for for reading any file based specifically, this key field is defined. Okay, so if let's suppose this input file is there and you want to read only those employee ID which are starting with 1. Okay, so to perform this kind of activity, we define this key field. Hope you got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You want to like access it on the basis of, actually it should not be the case, like every, so yes, employee ID, then employee age I have given, employee name I have given. So you can access this physical file with either employee ID or employee ID or employee age. You can give both. You can give employee ID and employee name. Okay. So if you have defined, let's suppose, 5 key fields, so from the operation point of view, you can use only, like, from the above sequentially you can use. It's not the case that you're fetching values with employee ID and employee name. You have to give employee age also. But you can do is in this manner, that you can use employee ID and employee age, and you cannot give the employee name. Hope you got to this concept.
Yeah, but if we need to use it with employee ID and name, then employee age should be like we have to keep it blank, something like that.
No, blank, because if you will, so that I'll come later. If you want to
Mhm.
resequence it, then you have to create a logical file for that. Okay. So
Okay.
that I'll come later. I'll be discussing the logical file, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not the case. If you'll be fetching with employee ID, employee age as blank, it will search for the age as 0 or something. If it's corrected, it will search for 0 as blank. If it's numeric, it will search for 0. So
Okay.
it is not possible that you'll be you can, like, if the key field are there's like employee ID, age and name, and you want to just fetch it using employee ID and name, it's not possible. You have to create a logical file and then resequence it on the basis of your requirement.
Mm-hmm.
Got it right?
Yeah.
Hmm. Yes, so these key fields are there. So this is the, we have lot many things in input physical files that I'll, like, in detail I'll uh, cover that later when I'll be discussing the RPG program. But for now, you have to just understand the basics of, to know that how to process this data, like the simple data. There are some key fields, like a unique key field. One key field we use as a unique. Okay, which means that you can only store unique values, and unique means the combination of all three has to be unique.
Okay.
Okay, so now coming to a logical file. Okay, logical file, let's create a logical file, f6 source name, input logical file, lf list. Okay, so this is lf. So logical file is just the view of physical file. Okay, so view means the actual data will be stored in the physical file only. If you are creating, first of all, you cannot create an independent logical file. Logical file is based on the physical file only. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
let's take an example of an Excel. Okay, so you have lot of data here, let's suppose, right? This many data is here to you.
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Piyush. Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. Like given a space, right? I thought it was disconnected or.
Okay, you can see, you'll be able to see only this screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. So Excel I've not shared. So yes, let me share the Excel also. In that case, let me share the whole screen. Okay, let's suppose this is the data is there in your physical file, but you want to, like, there. logical file, this physical file contains the data. Okay, but logical file is just the view of it. It is your, let's suppose there are 10 fields in physical file, but you want to display only 5 fields. Okay, or you want to change the key field, or you want that the logical file should display only those, any specific criteria is there. Let's suppose the employee is there, and you have the department field, and you want to display only the operations department into that field. So you will create a logical file. So to consolidate everything, logical file is just the view of physical file. It doesn't contain the data. It's just give a view of whatever data is there in physical file. You can filter that data. You can change the key field of that thing. You can lesser the column which you want to display in a logical file. So those kind of operation you can perform. Hope it's clear for the logical file.
Mm-hmm.
Got it, right?
Yeah.
So I'll in the Monday class I will show you how to code logical file. Okay, so logical file is just the view of physical file. So when you, let's suppose you've created a logical file, okay, and you delete the object of physical file. In that case, first of all, it will not allow you to delete a physical file. It will say the a logical file is already there. So if you want, if you have a physical file created and there are 10 logical files, then first you have to delete all the 10 logical files, and then after you will be able to delete a physical file. Because if the logical file is deleted, the physical file is deleted, then there will be no data to show in the logical file. Hope you got it.
Yeah.
Okay. And when you put data in physical file, okay, you can insert the data from the logical file also, right? Just to give you a an idea. But let's suppose the logical file is having a 2 kilobyte memory it's using, and you are inserting the data into the logical file. So the space of the logical file is not getting increased because the data is being added to the physical file. Logical file is just the view of it. Okay.
Okay.
So the size of the physical file is increasing. Logical files remains the same. It can change depending on how many key fields you are doing it and those call things, but it will the data holding size will not increase for the logical file.
Okay.
Okay,
So all you're saying is that all that data will be stored in physical file,
physical file. Yes,
and we can view it from the logical file.
yes, we can insert the data into from the logical file also.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. It's
yes,
like the microsheet form like yesterday's example.
yes, you can
Yeah.
say that.
The logical file is the front end of the Microsoft form, and we'll enter data there, and it will be reflecting in physical file.
Yes, you can say that.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
And to check that how many logical files are there in a physical file, we have the command dspdbr, which
Mm-hmm.
says display database relation. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
when you'll say, when you'll write the name of input file, it
Mm-hmm.
will, because right now we have no dependent on this physical file,
Mm-hmm.
so it will say that like this many logical files has been attached, because right now we have no logical file attached. We have to like when we attach any logical file to a physical file, then we can see here the list will be there that this many logical files has been attached. I'll show you going further, but just giving you the information that dsp dbr is the command to describe the database relation between physical file and logical file.
Okay.
Okay.
And these commands you will be repeating again, right, in future because I'm not noting down right now.
No, so that's what I'm saying. Right now,
Mm-hmm.
in the future, it may be the case because this is a common thing which I'll be uh, like using. But that's why this recording is there. Right now, you just understand the thing. You don't prepare any notes or something. After this
Mm-hmm.
class is over, just go through the recording and then prepare the notes. That way, you'll be comfortable.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Okay. So let's suppose you don't know what is a physical file of any logical file. Okay. You can, by just looking into the source, okay, you'll be able to find it, because in the here we write, okay, that it is based on which p file. Function is p file, and then if it, let's see if I'm able to compile this. Oh, we're getting the error. Okay, so if by just looking into the source, you can say that yes, in under which logical this logical file is based on which physical file. Okay, you can say that,
Mm-hmm.
but some of the time you're not, because you're working on the objects, many of the time you'll be not aware that which where the actual source is kept, and some of the time like as a to the client, customer didn't give them the source, they only give the object because uh, through source they can modify that thing. So how to check that if the logical file is there, it is attached to which physical file? Just by the command I am saying. So dsp fd is a command, display
Okay.
file description, input file. This is a physical file, right? So this is a the type of file, here it's written as a physical. So when you do dsp fd on a logical file, here it will be written as a logical file. And
And it will show the which physical file it's connected to, right?
yes, yes. So this record format is there, those all things. So because when you open the logical file, that that position is shown. But here you'll be like under this all this data, uh, this field description, you'll be find that which physical file it is attached to. Okay, just by the command. DSPFD is a command. Display file description. Okay.
Okay.
One more command is there, DSPFFD. Okay, it means, so here DSPFD will just give you the file level information, that which is a physical file and all. If you want to know the information related to field, AS400 that what all fields are there, you can see just by doing 5 on the source, right? But lot many times we are not focused on like checking the source, right? We just want to do everything by command because it's faster. So DSPFFD is the command, and then you need to give the file name. In that way, you'll got to know that how many field is there. You see, employed is a field, employee name is the field. You can see that what is the type, it's a tag,
Yeah.
and it's a character. What is the length, position, usage, what is the heading? Those all things you will be able to get it. So DSPFFD is a command for uh, like checking the fields. Okay. Now
Mm-hmm.
it comes. So there is a logical file is there, physical file is there. There now here comes the multi-member physical file. Okay, so I'll discuss what member is there. So when you will so when you create this thing, 14 option is there. Okay, to so yesterday I've given you this 14 option is to compile anything, right? You have created a source and you want to create an object, so you'll use the option 14 for that. Okay,
Okay,
so
but
when
where
you
can we see
create,
all these functions? Like one is for entering, 14 is for compiling.
yeah, here you can see 2 is for edit, 3 is for copy,
Oh,
4 for delete, 5 to display, 6 print, 14 to
okay,
compile, 15 to create module. You'll see everything here. Okay, you can
okay.
change also. So 23 is for more option. F23 means till F12, F12, then shift plus F1, it means F13. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so that's how you have 24 keys. One is by directly pressing F1, F2, F3. Like here we have F1, F2, F3. For F23, you have to put like 12, and then to make it 23, you have to 8, 7,
Mm-hmm.
shift
Okay,
11. Okay, so this is change. 16 to run the procedure, 17, and those all options are there.
okay.
Okay, you know, and this key, function key, you can press using shift 24 minutes shift 12 is getting changed. Hope you go. I was discussing the member of it. Okay. So to like see the data, I've told you the command run query is the command, right? And when you press RUNQRY, then you have to you can give the query name and you can give the file name also. Okay. So instead of writing run query and writing here, what we do is we'll say run query bracket open bracket close and just give the name of the file. So it will be getting written at this position, not here. Okay. I'll tell you what is the query later. But for now, if you want to read the data, what is there in that file, you have to like just do a run query and give the name of the file, and it will be picking from the str lib, the library concept which I explained you yesterday. And there it's the uh, member name is there. You can see member name is there. So by default, it's reading the first member. Okay, but you can give the name of that member, or you can say that read all the member and you can last member. So member is something like in Excel. You see, we have different sheets. The one sheet is there, two sheets are there. So you can like relate it with the sheet. So let's suppose you have created a transaction file and you want to store the data for different month. Okay, but you want to segregate it. Okay, so there comes the picture of member. Let me give let add mbr. CGP. So yes, when you uh, DSPFD PUTFL. Okay, so I've done the DSPFD. The file is there, file type is there, and you'll see that how many. So maximum member is one. Okay, here. And what is the number of member? You can see one is the number of member. What is the name of the member also you can see. Okay, initial number of record. So generally the member name, the first member name is based with the same name as the name of file. Okay, so here you can see the members. So the first member is there, which is with the same name as the file. What is the file of the name? Okay, and if you want to add one more member, you can do it with cngpf is the command. C, 0 Yes. So this is a command. Change PF is a command, but from change PF you cannot add the member. The purpose of change PF is something else. So this is a add physical file member is a command to add any member to a existing physical file. Okay. So right now it's only having one member. We'll be trying to add another member to that file. Input file. Where is this member will be member one. Okay. So maximum number of member while compiling we have given as one. That's why we are not able to add the member. So what I'll do is I'll I'll change the maximum member length here. Let's give 2. input file changed. So now if I want to add, so that member is added. So if I do dspfd input input file, then I'll be like seeing that everything is getting changed. So number of members is 2 and the maximum number of members is also 2. This is changed. Previously it was 1, right? You have seen.
Mm-hmm.
Now you'll see what all our members are there. So this is a member input file, and then you'll be having another member. Okay, this is another member 1. Okay, so but previously it was having only one member. So now when you do run query on input file, you'll see the data. Okay, it's like this. But when I'll do on the member 1, I'll see no data. It means that the inside this physical file, I'm just arranging the data. Hope you're getting that my point. Okay, so in
Mm-hmm.
the first member I can put some data, in the second member I can put some other data. Okay, some of the time in the input file you want to store the data. Let's suppose you have a transaction file, you want to store the January transaction in a, you don't want to create new files, right? In a single file you want to segregate the data. So this member concept come into the picture. Hope you got it. Members, so members concept you understood, right?
Previous concept.
Members
Hello.
concept.
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So member concept you are clear, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm clear. I'm clear with the member concept.
Okay. After that, just a second. We have one more. Yeah. But let's suppose you can the members concept. I'll give you one more concept which we say as a multi uh, format logical file.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is a multi-member physical file you have created. So multi-member logical file you cannot create because logical file is just the view of any physical file, right? So you cannot
Mm-hmm.
create multi-member logical file. You can just create the multi-member physical file. That's a catch. But logical file is based on one physical file. Okay. So you can
Okay,
do,
you meant to say we cannot. I mean, if it enters something into logical file, it can't be stored at two places at the same time, right?
yes. So that's why you cannot increase the member. There will be only one member for a logical file. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you can do one thing, that if suppose there are two physical file, okay, and you want that to be viewed on the logical file. Let's suppose the employee table is there and a
Mm-hmm.
department table is there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, in the employee ID, let's suppose you are having employee ID, employee name, and the department.
Okay.
And in the department, you have all the like the department related data. You want to combine those data based on the department field, which is common between them. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so for doing that, what you can do is uh, you can create a multi-record format logical file. Okay, so what you'll do is when we create a logical file, okay, we have given only p file as one, right? So what we can do is you can give two p files, two different p files. Okay, then again p file, and then the input file 2, let's suppose you can give. So this way you can combine two physical files using by creating only one logical file. Hope you got
So,
the concept.
okay, in this scenario, you can enter into two tables. You mean?
Yeah, two tables or two physical file visit. Table and physical files are different here
Mm-hmm.
in AS400. Okay. For creating a table, the table is totally different. Like because this PF, as I told you in the first class,
Yeah, I
this
mean two sets of
AS400 is, yes. So
data.
P,
You mean,
yes, two sets.
right?
No, no, not two set of data. This physical file and logical file is the AS400 provided DB2. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
tables, alias, and views. Those are the database which we generally use for Java and everything. That functionality is there in AS400 also, but most of the time we use PF and those things. So physical file, you can say that physical file is a table, but just for the information, we have a different thing called table here in AS400. So instead of
Mm-hmm.
using table, you can use physical file, like in your day-to-day language, I will say. Am I clear, or I have confused you?
Yeah, yeah,
Got it, right?
yes.
So this you will be like input file, like you can create two physical file, but then you have to join those physical file, because otherwise he will just display uh, the data as it is. Okay, so you have to join those physical file in a joint logical file by giving the information that which two fields has to be joined to display the data. Like for example, which I've given the department. So if this first physical file is your employee data and second physical file is the department, so the department field is a like common between both the files. So I have to join both the files on the basis of department. So that thing also you have to write. I'll show you how to write and how it will look like in the later classes. But just for the information, I'm like telling you right now.
Okay.
I'll give you one more thing: how to add data into your file. So this is a simple STR-SQL is a command, okay, which is for looking into the writing the SQL queries. Select star from, okay, no, sorry, INPUT input. Just listen to the recording. I'll be
Mm-hmm.
like typing it faster. Insert input file, and it's there. So here comes this ID. So because employed is only numeric, I'll give the name Nani. But because Nani is character, you have to give like an age also. I'll give it 23. Okay, so one row is started. So this is the way you have to insert the data. Just listen to the recording if you have any doubt, and
Mm-hmm.
by listening to the recording, just add data to the file which you have created. So you have to create a source physical file, then you have to create a physical file source, compile it, add member to it, add record to both the members, and do DSPFD, DSPF. So what I'm saying is, whatever thing we have done, just do that in your free time, so that you will got to know what all doubt we have. Okay.
Okay.